We are starting with the session 2 of the chapter number 16, that is the road to the independence. Students, we are starting again from the page number 76 and the topic is kite 14 point. These are the same previous points to remember, that you need to keep your books open in front of you. You need to mark the important information and you need to try the book exercise questions given at the end of the chapter. Students, just go through this glossary once again. It will be helpful for you to understand some of the new terms and terminologies. Until now, I hope you would have understood the meaning of all these new terms. Students, we are starting with the page number 76, Jinnah's 14 point. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the Montfort reforms of 1921 and the response of the Congress and the Muslim Leagues towards said reforms. Today, we are starting with the Jinnah's 14 point, which he presented in 1929. Mr. Jinnah's 14 points were response to the Nehru's report. These points outlined in 1929 when the Jinnah still believed in united India. However, considering the changing attitude of Congress and Hindus, these points became the basis of the separate homeland for the Muslims of the subcontinent. As I told you earlier, that the Jinnah produced his 14 points in response to the Nehru's report in 1929. Jinnah in actual wanted a separate Muslim electorates in the Indian government so that the Muslims could have the representation of 1/3 in every decision made by the government of India. However, Nehru report said that there should be a joint electorate which was automatically declared as against the Muslims of India and they opposed it. That is why Jinnah produced his 14 points. The main focus of these 14 points were on the Muslim demand for the autonomy, equal representation and rights in federal government. As I have told you earlier, that always keep your books in front of you. So I request all of you to just open your book, look at the page 76. Under the heading of the 14 points, the 4 basic or the important points are mentioned on your book. If you look at your book, the point number 1 is related to the formation of federal government. It states that the government of India must be a federal one. You know the meaning of federal as it's mentioned in the glossary. It means that there should be a central assembly for the issues which affected the whole of the subcontinent and the provincial assemblies for regional affairs. Secondly, it demands for the separate electorates, as I told you earlier. It states that there must be separate electorate rolls for minorities and Muslim must have at least 1/3 of the seats in Central Assembly. But point 3 suggests the freedom of religion education, language and custom for everyone. Point 4 demands that the Muslims and the other minorities must have a fair share of senior offices in both central and provincial governments. However, out of 14, I have narrated the 4 of the points which are mentioned in your book. I am just going to tell you about some more points like equal autonomy for every province, no bill to be passed by any legislature if 3/4 of the members of any community in that body oppose such a bill. Any territorial changes must not affect the Muslim majority areas like in Punjab, Bengal, NWFP, which is the present day Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Jinnah until 1929 was still determined to keep the whole India united when it obtained the independence. However, if you look at the book exercise, the question number 4 in your book exercise of chapter 16 asks you that in what ways did the 14 points stated by Jinnah influence the Muslims, influence the future of the Muslims in India. Jinnah's 14 points were the very important one for the Muslims of the India. They drew the Muslims' attention to their possible situation under a Congress-led government and strengthened the Muslims' demand for a separate homeland, independent of the Hindus as well as British. Dear students, kindly read the Guide 14th point written on page number 76 of your textbook again. Go through the main points or the clauses mentioned over there and try to understand them and learn them. Under the heading of the Guide's 14 points at the end, another historical event has been covered, that is Allahabad Address 1930, mentioned on page 77. Now we will study about the Allahabad Address. On page 77, paragraph 2, Allahabad Address 1930 is mentioned. Students, by your own self, please give the heading on this paragraph of Allahabad Address as it's not mentioned on your book. The Allahabad Address was a speech by a very famous Dr. Muhammad Allama Iqbal, which we all know very well. It was delivered by Allama Iqbal during 25th annual session of the All India Muslim League at Allahabad. In his speech, Iqbal outlined a vision of an independent state for Muslim majority provinces in northwest India. Iqbal was of the view that the Muslims are a distinct nation. By distinct means that Muslims are a separate nation. They are separate from the Hindus in every aspect. Their culture, their religion, their customs, their tradition, each and everything is different from the Hindus. Therefore, he stated that the Muslims are a distinct nation and thus They deserve a political independence from the other regions and the communities of India. If you look at the page 77 of your book, paragraph 2, it is mentioned over there that at Allahabad, Iqbal hinted strongly that a separate Muslim state is a possible solution for the political crisis of the subcontinent. Iqbal demanded in Allahabad address that it would be better for everyone if the northwest of the subcontinent was a completely self-governing state, even if within an Indian federation. The boundaries suggested by Iqbal in 1930 gave an idea of an Islamic state which is very similar to the present day Pakistan. Students, in the today's lecture, we have covered the Qaid 14th point and Allahabad Address of 1930. I hope all of you would have understood it completely and you will be able to answer the question number 4 of chapter number 16, which is mentioned in the book exercise. Inshallah Ta'ala, in the next chapter, we will be starting from the round table conferences mentioned on the page 77 of the same chapter 16. Until then, Allah Hafiz and take care of yourself.